Welcome to my madness once again, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are going to be taking a look at this NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie 2-pack with Leonardo and Donatello. Very excited to get this thing. This thing is almost 3 years old at this point. It originally came out, I want to say beginning to mid 2020. And prices on the secondary market have been insane on this. And I just got ridiculously lucky by walking into a Walmart kind of in the middle of nowhere. And they had it on the shelf for regular retail. So absolutely I grabbed it. Maybe at some point I'll be able to pick up the other 2-pack with Michelangelo and Raphael. But at this point I'm going to be happy with these two. So we've got the package here and we'll just kind of spin it around, take a look at the back. And you can see we've just got pictures of the figures. And then of course we've got a picture from the movie down here. And that's basically it. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and crack this open and see what we've got inside. All right, so we got them out of the package. We'll look at accessories first, starting with Donatello. So he does get a couple of extra pieces for his bandana. He does get a couple of open hands here. He does get his own nice little slice of pizza. And of course, he gets his bow staff. We got that. All right, as far as Leonardo goes, pretty similar stuff here. He gets a couple little extra pieces for his bandana. He gets a couple of hands here. He gets his own little piece of pizza. And then, of course, he gets his katana blades right there. All right, let's take a look at the figures themselves. Now, they're basically the same figure. Little bit different paint deco on them. Slightly different, not a lot, but slightly different. Obviously, they do have different heads, and then they do come with different accessories on the back there. And you can see that, we've got the sheaths for Leonardo's sword, and then we've got the little tie straps for Donatello's bow staff. But other than that, these are practically the same. I will say that I do notice the pattern on the shells is different, and I know there was 2 molds that they went with when they made the turtles, and 2 of them share one mold and the other 2 share the other mold, so I guess these are different molds for the shells. So you've got just little differences here just in the pattern of the shell. Not a lot, but other than that, the bodies itself look the same. Same pads on the knees and elbows and wrists. Front piece here looks the same on both of them. So very, very similar, which you would expect it to be. I mean, this is pretty much how it goes in these lines. So no problem with that. But yeah, a little bit of paint deco differences on there. Take a look up close at Donatello. So we've got him here. Head sculpt looks great and just looks perfect. Look at that. That's just awesome. There's some more detail there on the shell itself. And you can see the straps there for his bow staff on the back. Looks really good. We'll take a closer look at Leonardo here. So we've got him. Again, very similar head sculpt, but slightly different. He's got a couple little, his little smile wrinkles are in a little bit different place. Got that. Take a look at the shell on the back, and you can see it's just a slightly different shell with the pattern. Looks really nice. Everything looks good, man. Fantastic job on these figures. They look really, really good. Now, as far as articulation goes, we do get double jointed knees that only go up to about there. We do get pivot and hinge on the feet. We've only got single jointed arms that come up to about right there. They do have the rotation at the elbow, standard wrists. Obviously on these, no, torso articulation because, the shell kind of restricts that. And then heads are on a ball joint. So you get up and down, a little bit of side to side, not much, and then you do get the swivel. So basic stuff, obviously really good for Ninja Turtles, especially if you were an old school Playmates collector like me back in the day. This is obviously a big step up. But, they are Ninja Turtles, and because of the shell and everything, you're going to get more limited articulation when it comes to that type of stuff. But all in all, I'm digging the sculpt, love the deco. Articulation is more than good enough for what I would need for Ninja Turtles and getting them posed and that kind of stuff. Accessories are great. Man, I got no complaints here. I'm really excited to get these on my display. So let's go ahead, throw them up with some other figures and see how they stack up. All right, so I wanted to give you an assortment of figures here just to kind of compare them to. So on the right, we've got April O'Neil from the movie collection. She's just a little bit taller than them, which makes sense for the movie. And then, of course, at the back there, we've got Super Shredder from Secret of the Ooze. And he's just a monster of a figure. Then over the left, we've got the cartoon version, as it were, animated version of Raphael, which is a smaller size. And you can see how these guys are definitely bigger than that. And then just for shiggles, I wanted to show you guys, this is my favorite old school Ninja Turtle from back in the day. Metalhead was my favorite figure as a kid when I collected this line. And you can see how much bigger they are than the old school line there. But yeah, I really, really dig these. These look great. I'm a huge fan of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie. And these just look perfect for what they are. All right, guys, let's talk about price here real quick. First of all, retail on these guys was 60 bucks, $59.99, right? 30 bucks a figure. Is it worth it? Hell yes, it's worth it. These are fantastic figures. Look, most NECA figures sell for 32 to 38 bucks a piece, and these are just as good as any other NECA figures out there. So if you're buying the 2-pack at retail, you know, 30 bucks a piece, that's a really good deal for these figures. They're fantastic, but let's keep in mind, these figures are almost 3 years old, and the chances of you finding them at retail are very, very slim. I would say almost zero if it weren't for the fact that I actually did find them at retail, just because I went on vacation and went into a Walmart basically in the middle of nowhere, and they just happened to be sitting on the shelf. And there was a whole stack of them, by the way. But, you know, I mean, like, I got lucky. So what you're really talking about is the secondary market price. eBay, Mercari, toy shops, things like that. And I see this 2-pack start at $150. Now that's the low end, guys. That's the starting price, 150 bucks, which means you're gonna pay $75 for each figure, right? And again, I've seen them go up to as much as 250 bucks. Then you're talking $125 per figure. So $75 to $125 per figure on the secondary market. Is it worth it? Hell no, it's not. I'm sorry. These are great figures. I love Ninja Turtles. I love the original Ninja Turtles movie. I love these figures. I am very, very happy to have them in my collection. But there's no way in hell I would have paid that much money for them. No way. I mean, I've seen them before. I've wanted them for a long time. I didn't buy them. I didn't buy them till I walked into a Walmart and just got lucky. So there is no way I would spend that much money on these figures. They are great figures, but not worth that much money. I mean, you have other options. I mean, they did come out with the Ninja Turtles, which are basically the same as these, in the Secret of the Ooze line that came out, I think, just this last year. So those are much cheaper. They're still a little inflated because it is hard to find them at retail. Not a lot of places have them. They're still a little inflated, but not nearly as inflated as these. So if I were you and I wanted to pick these up, I would go for those Secret of the Ooze figures because they're basically the same figures, and you're going to get them a lot cheaper because this 2-pack goes for ridiculous amounts of money. So that's my opinion on it. Look, I'm really happy I have these figures. I got very excited when I saw them sitting in the store. I'm going to be honest. I was very, very excited. And part of me almost wanted to buy every 2-pack they had. They had about 10 of them there and then just resell them. And then my better judgment caught me, and I decided, you know what, I'm not going to do that. Maybe some other collectors will find them here. I'm going to be nice. I just bought one, but I was very, very happy to finally get this. So I would love to hear what you guys think about this. Not just about the Ninja Turtles themselves, but about the movie, about these particular figures, and let me know what you think about the prices on these things. Do you think 75 bucks or more per figure is worth it on the secondary market? Would love to know. Leave it in the comment section down below. So thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. And as always, guys, remember to enjoy your collection.